Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Chris Loves Comics. I hope the day is finding you well. It's Friday, it's St. Patrick's Day, and I hope everyone's having a good week. It's been kind of a rough week for me. I'm looking for another job opportunity, but I had a few interviews and I think they went pretty well. But with that, on a high note, I'll discuss the comics of my haul this week. I've had to, with me getting married in September and also looking to buy a house, I've had to trim my list a lot. And it's mostly Batman books. I have Poison Ivy, Batman, Detective Comics, World's Finest, Riddler. It's mostly DC books, if not all DC books, but I will be reading Planet of the Apes when that comes out. And I will also be reading the new Darth Vader miniseries, that black, white, and red one. That looks very interesting too. I'm a big Star Wars fan too, so there'll be a little bit of variety in there. But the books I will be discussing are Batman books. And the first book of the haul, which I really love this cover, is Batman: The Adventure Continues by Dini and Burnett. If you've ever watched the animated series, if you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's my favorite. Kevin Conroy is my favorite Batman, but I really love this cover. And this book has an interesting character with the Joker. He's the character. This guy right here is kind of like his quote unquote ventriloquist dummy. It explains, without giving any spoilers, it explains it more in the story. But it's definitely a wild story. And speaking of a wild story and a wild character, this is Batman Incorporated by Ed Brisson. I'm really liking this book. This is a new arc, so this is actually a good jumping on point. Well, I would still get the trade too. There are references to some of the characters in the first arc as well too. This is about Ghost Hunter and Clown and Ghost Maker and Clown Hunter. Whew. There's a lot. There's also some other characters in here as well too. They're all part of Batman Incorporated, but this guy right here is Professor Pig. He is involved in this arc of the story, which I'm very excited about. This was a very wild story. I'm liking Batman Incorporated. It's really good. I like it, but I picked up also some trades from my local comic shop. Sorry about the camera. This is Batman: The Black Mirror by Scott Snyder, and the art is by Jock. This is a bunch of different mini stories, and they're all really well done. It's and the villain is someone that is kind of mentioned in The Joker by James Tynion without giving too much away. But Batman: The Black Mirror, very well done. Of course, and I love this cover. Oops, just past it. Love this cover. I wish I had this cover. This cover's amazing. Look at that. Yeah, I'm really loving that book too. And I read for the first time, and I'm ashamed to be a Batman fan for not reading this up until now. Batman: Arkham Asylum by Grant Morrison. I have the trade paperbacks. I guess some of them are out of print, and I got them for a really good price. But this is very well done. This is very creepy. It's more of a Joker story than I think of a Batman story. Um, but very well done. I highly recommend that. The art's pretty fantastic as well too. It's by Dave McKean. And let's see, like artwork is just out of this world. I like the lettering too. The lettering's pretty cool too. It's written like old parchment style. It is very well done. And this book was great. I didn't expect this villain to pop up, Lex Luthor, but it's not giving any spoilers away. He's basically the main villain in the entire story. But Batman: Rules of Engagement by Andy Diggle, also great art by Whilce Portacio, and the ink is done by Richard Friend. Uh, got art right here, huh? Check that out. But that was pretty much my haul. As mentioned before, it's a light haul, but life sometimes gets in the way of buying too many comics. I know, no such thing, right? Too many comics, but I'm enjoying the list that I have right now. Like, as I mentioned before, off the top of my head, I'm reading Poison Ivy, which is very, very good. It's a good horror and sort of it sort of has bits of comedy in it too. G. Willow Wilson is doing a fantastic job with Poison Ivy, and I'm reading Paul Dano's Riddler. Still don't know which way it's going, but and I'm reading Mark Rosenberg's The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, which is a pretty intense book as well too. I'm reading obviously Batman by Chip Zdarsky, Detective Comics by Ram V, another good horror writer, but he's also incorporating the history of Gotham in more of a, well, gothic style. Batman Incorporated, obviously, Batman the Animated Series, both very well done books. I'm reading Nightwing. I'm also, those are books that I'm also getting too when they're coming up. Titans, when that comes out, I'm excited to read that by Tom Taylor. I also like Nightwing by Tom Taylor. I'm reading, like as mentioned before, I love the characters of the Bat family. I hope a Batgirl series comes out. I really enjoyed Gail Simone's run of Batgirl. That was a really well done book. And I'm trying to think of other books that I'm reading right now. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and whenever Tom King's Batman Brave and the Bold comes out, I will definitely be reading that. Even though I'm not a fan of his Batman run, but I believe in giving second chances. Well, that's it for this week. I just want to thank you guys. Thank you to all my subscribers who are still with me. It really means a lot to me for you to watch my videos and listen to me ramble on about comics. And also, please give a like and subscribe. And if I'm also going to put my friends' links in the description down below. Definitely recommend giving them a listen, a follow, and a like. They're good people, as a lot of people in the comic book community are. Well, you guys have a good weekend. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Be safe, and I will talk to you next week. Bye now.